is the time.
Forever? Tangent. Old.
Halt.
Hashtag always MGM.
You are approaching the unloading area.
Calm down. AK haters.
But what if it could?
Behold the majesty of the Sistine Ceiling.
For the kids.
A salute to all theme parks, but mostly Walt Disney World.
Ha! What a cute ending.
Aloha and
Don't DIllo it.
This is Theme Park Thursday with DIllo's Diz. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and 1 week ago on this Theme Park Thursday Eve, we were wrapping up our dinner at Sebastian's at the Caribbean Beach Resort. And now we are here in the frozen tundra of the Northeast, bringing you this episode of Theme Park Thursday, the podcast.
I don't know what to say after that. I feel like it should be a peppy podcast, but now I'm depressed.
We had an amazing couple of days with the third annual meetup down in Walt Disney World. It was a very DIllo's holiday, Christmas, Yuletide, holly jolly, very merry celebration.
Yeah, all the things.
And so for this episode, we are going to be focusing on opening night of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. We were also at opening night for Jollywood Nights. We also spent a day in Epcot. We also ate at a lot of fabulous restaurants. But I'm going to say, for the purposes of this podcast episode, we will be focusing on opening night of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
And if you know us, we like to stay focused, so don't think that we will be straying from this night at all. We will stay on task.
The plan is to do Jollywood Nights for next week's episode. For the Thanksgiving Day episode, we're thinking of some, even though Food and Wine will be over, kind of a Food and Wine wrap-up. It's the holiday, so we want it to be food-related anyway. And then, I don't know if I should say this out loud, Jen, because we haven't fully committed to it. Thanksgiving Day may be the last numbered episode of the podcast for the calendar year 2025. And that would mean that December will be full of reviews that we did throughout our meetup. Sebastian's, maybe Kona, Steakhouse 71, GO 82, Beacon Barrel. There's a lot of things to review that I think requires a little more focus and attention. So we're like, all right, maybe not episodes. Listen, we're already the type that we drag out our meetups for multiple podcast episodes. So in this case, I think it would behoove us maybe to do a little more focused review time of the many places we dined and had beverages in.
That sounds good.
So, Jen approves.
I approve. We touched on it a little bit here and there at our pool planning session.
Yes.
That sounds like way bigger than it is. It was literally Frank in the pool, me on the side of the pool getting yelled at for being too close to the pool with a drink in my hand, which was not mine. I'm going to blame Jeffers for that.
Not in trouble.
And as because you had been in the pool for a bit while I was napping and were plotting and thinking of the podcast and things. So, yeah.
You know, people do the Vlogmas, they do the 12 days, they do 24 days. And I was like, I don't want to spend 5 minutes on Beacon Barrel. I don't want to, I don't want to cut GO82 short. I want to have more long-form discussions about these things. So it was more of, what if December we dedicate some time to reviewing these? It might be shorter bonus content, what have you, review episodes, but not official hour to hour and 15-minute episodes that we typically do with 25 minutes of tangents.
Right. What?
What? That's not us.
That is not us.
Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom, Walt Disney World. Jen and I went to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, not only on opening night on Friday, November 7th, 2025, but we also were in attendance in 1989 and 1990, and that was the last time we were at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Only 10 years ago.
Or 35 years ago. That doesn't make us sound old. It's totally fine. And, Jen and I talked a little bit about it while we were in attendance. But I think what we remember most about it is that it was cold in early December there. And at that point of all our visits to Walt Disney World, it was the most crowded we had ever seen the Magic Kingdom. We had not done maybe at that point we did a summertime 1990 visit, but definitely the 1989 first Very Merry Christmas Party we were in attendance for. That was the busiest we've ever seen the Magic Kingdom in our lives at that point. So the freezing cold and the crowds was kind of a shock to our system. Little did we know what we would be in for the rest of our lives.
Considering I was our children's age during these parties, my memories are not as specific.
Yeah.
I do recall it being cold. I did talk to Mama DIllo today. She mentioned remembering the cookies, getting the cookies like upon walking in and stuff in them hand. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. She's like, but I don't really remember anything else. So, so my memories are, I know in the picture I'm in a sweatshirt and things like that. So I knew the temperatures were not like this year's.
No, and to say that as part of our meetup, we plan to kind of coordinate our outfits and attire. There's a lot of debate because the early November temperatures can be a tricky thing, as evidenced by this week. Not only was it cold here in New York, but Orlando on Tuesday night had very frigid temperatures for that. I think they had a very Merry Christmas party that night as well. So it could have gone either way. I used to like to say that, I missed autumn when I moved back to New York, but it really was, April to October, 90-degree weather after a while. Is like, okay, I can't do 6 months of 90-degree weather anymore. But it would taper off pretty quickly, right, as soon as October ended. That's how I always felt when I lived there. I don't know how you felt about that, but it made things unpredictable. But for the Very Merry Christmas Party, we decided to go with the idea of flannel pajamas.
Yeah. November to March always sticks out in my head as that was like the perfect temperature months with some cold times thrown in here and there. And we, knowing how we had been Jocelyn's meetups in the past in January's and have been freezing at them, we were worried that maybe it would be cooler in November leading up. And so we were like, well, if we do pajamas, that would be lovely. I was worried. I even brought with me gloves and hand warmers. I didn't need them.
You didn't need them because you packed them. And we also had T-shirts that we found on Etsy. We each had our own character on our T-shirt. We had a most likely to and a personalized slogan. In my instance, it was to have phenomenal Christmas powers and an MFA in dramaturgy. Jen had most likely
to check the flights, obviously. So, and then I had to do my intro. If you haven't seen our sitcom intro on the TikTok or the YouTube or the Facebook or the Instagram, go back and check that out. But I felt it necessary to do my intro in front of Peter Pan's flight because I had Peter Pan and check the flights. It's just funny, everybody.
Most likely to check the flights. Come on.
Yeah.
So that was underneath the flannel pajamas, which I thought also presented the potential for layers if necessary.
Correct.
And at the end of the day, it was just cumbersome.
It's so hot.
It was hot.
Especially when you're standing outside the gates waiting and the sun is just perfectly placed right on you. And it's so hot. That's
right. We had a lovely Kona lunch, which I think we will review separately in December. That was kind of like, let's make sure we have a good meal in us before we go to the party. But you want to get outside the gate in that 3 o'clock hour for when they let you in for party guests only at 4. But the direct sunlight that was, bearing down on the west side of the entry gates, it was 85 in direct sunlight for 45 minutes or so.
Yeah. Not that I'm complaining today in cold New York, but I was complaining a little bit that day.
And here's what I'll say about these little guidebook map things that we were holding here at the beginning. Disney, we're sweating out there. You got to distract us somehow. Just hand these out there rather than when everyone is scrambling on Main Street, USA, going, which way do I go? Which way am I going to go this way? If I could have looked at this for 40 minutes, not only would I have a better understanding of the party, but besides the things that I looked at on the website and referenced in my iPhone notes, but I would have been a little more prepared, I would say.
Yeah.
And not that I wasn't prepared. I had the show times and whatnot outlined in my notes.
You put together excellent notes. I was showing people your notes during the meetup, all of our friends that were with us, because I was like, look at all this planning that Frank has done.
Yeah. And did I think I was gonna eat all the cookies and all the things? That's not my thing. The foodie guides and where the treats are, that's not usually our thing. I think I could speak for Jen in this case, especially Miss Gluten Dairy Nut person over there.
So many options.
I mean, that might be its own, let's just review Jen's dietary experience in Walt Disney World is its own discussion in December. But as I open this little guide and just say, holiday treats throughout the park, I got to Cosmic Rays and I got to Tortuga Tavern. No, I didn't get to that one. Sunshine Tree Terrace, I got to. And then I think there was another, and the lunching pad. So I did those 3 cookies out of the 6, but I was like, I heard that they were good, there was something good. I think Lexi mentioned it at Gaston's Tavern, but I didn't even think about turning over that way at a certain point in the night where I should have, because I do like that area as well. It's always nice to see. But if I had been reminded of this while sweating to death outside the gate prior to 4 o'clock, that would have been lovely. Also, I didn't know there was a lamb chop at the Be Our Guest restaurant. Who knew?
Just a free lamb chop or just on the menu?
Yeah, right.
Like you don't get a cookie there, you just get a lamb chop? How does that?
Available for purchase.
Oh, okay.
And the holiday turkey burger at Cosmic Rays. Listen, Cosmic Rays, I can't eat it for a little while.
No pun intended. You have a lot of beef with the Cosmic Rays.
I got some beef, and sometimes I have to remind myself that it's okay to repeat stories on the podcast sometimes.
Yes.
But 2 years ago, at the first DIllo Diz meetup, not so scary night, there was kind of a weird, we were in Cosmic Rays in the turnover time. So it was going from the daytime menu to the not so scary menu. It was a little chaotic in the moment. But what I didn't like was where the food window, where the food was being pushed out to give to the front-facing cast members, French fries would fall, off of the trays and onto the surface below, and cast members would choose to just clear the area with their hand, pushing all the French fries onto the floor so they could just step on French fries. And there was something about it that I don't know if we talk about getting the skivats sometimes. I don't know what truly gives me the skivats, but that did. That gave me a true, I got the skivats. I can't eat here for a little while.
Yeah, and, I think we should probably try to go back again because there's been, I'm sure, many rounds of cast members at Cosmic Rays since then. So maybe it was that or something. We don't know.
Sure, and listen, it was, and I'm not even going to fault them for doing it necessarily. Yeah. It's a good show, no, but in my opinion, subjectiveness is not good show. But maybe that's what they had to do in the moment, so I'm not going to necessarily why don't do that? Maybe that's what they had to do. But I got the skivats.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get it. But But it's fine. So we couldn't go over there. I did peek into Cosmic Rays at one point for the Disney Junior. You know, you had Vampirina and Fancy Nancy dancing in there. So I got a little, I saw them from, you know, Sunny Eclipse gets, you know, put to somewhere out to pasture when these parties happen. So, yeah.
So that was that's part of the overall, hey, hand this out before we get
So to
inside.
sum up, hand out your maps while people are waiting to distract them.
That's right.
Yeah, okay.
Part of our, you know, the party doesn't start until 7 o'clock. You're getting in at 4 o'clock. You got 3 hours, basically, of free MK time, which, listen, I mean, what can go wrong? Nothing. Nothing can go wrong when you have bonus MK time. So one of the things that we had planned in advance, thanks to our master reservationist, Jeffers.
Yeah.
I just came up
Shout
with
out.
that name, master reservationist.
I think that's good. Yeah.
Yeah. He had secured a Beacon Barrel reservation, which none of us in our party had been to. So it was a first-time visit for all of us. We will be reviewing Beacon Barrel separately. But to say that, I thought that was a great start to the night
Yeah.
and proved that I did not eat enough at Kona prior to.
Right.
Like, oh, these 2 alcoholic beverages. I should have eaten more. Okay.
Have the whole night of cookies ahead of me. Everything will be fine.
Because, then I'll just chase it with cookies the
Yeah.
entire night. So I guess the place to start, and we did Pirates before Beacon Barrel, which I thought was a lovely little like combo that kind of had to be done. And it had a
Yeah,
5-minute
for sure.
wait. How can you not do that?
How can you not be romantic about pirates?
Yeah, when it has a 5-minute wait, especially. Take that, Bob Iger, and talking about storytelling of pirates. Did you see that on?
I did not.
It was on the X Twitter, and someone posted it, and whatever special it's on. Again, don't expect correct references here on Theme Park. There would not
are
a
not those
used
people.
podcast.
No.
Absolutely not. But it was a video of Bob Iger on Pirates with 2 others and saying like, well, you know, it's not like the best storytelling, but it's good. What? Shut up, Bob Iger.
There are smells. There's typically a short wait. It kind of gives you everything you need.
In 1986,
Oh,
I went on the Wonders of the World program,
yeah.
which was a little art-based. I don't know if I had ever been on Pirates to that point because I think it often had a long wait. So we chose not to go on it often. So I don't think I ever went on it until that program, which was like from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. or whatever on a Friday, probably January 31st, 1986. If I want to be specific, look it up. If
Allegedly.
if the last Friday in January in 1986 was the 31st.
Can someone fact check that in the chat? Thank you.
But a big part of it was Pirates and really talking about the craftsmanship and the work and so like, is it my favorite attraction? No, but am I enamored with the work and the dedication that made that attraction what it was? 1,000%.
What does the 9-year-old think of pirates?
Oh, she likes it. And, you know, when we were in Disneyland, I think she liked it a little bit more, but she was so mad at the ending because you kind of go uphill at the end after the 2 drops. So you come back at the end. So she was like, oh, we're getting a big drop at the end. And I was like, prepare to be disappointed.
Oh, man, yeah.
So that is, but she's a fan of Pirates.
Yeah, because the 8 and the 11-year-old are too, and
Yeah.
I find it like that they're all in on it. And you would kind of think like, oh, I don't know if they'll be that into it, as you know, but there's still a love for pirates.
Still a love for Pirates. So I separate that a little bit because then we wanted to make sure we had a group picture, and this was. And there were little hints along the way of you get the little peaks of Main Street. They shuffle you through the right side. You know, don't go up Main Street entirely at the beginning of the party. You're gonna cut through this path towards the castle instead. So really, that first vibe of Magic Kingdom Christmas, the whole thing came with that group picture, and. I don't know. I mean, I'll let you go too. But I was like, this is it. This is all I need. This is my $200 right here. I'm just going to stay on Main Street all night long. That's it. That's all I need is this moment right here.
Yeah. Yeah, because you came up with the idea of just paying just for Main Street property, basically, throughout the party, where you can just set up shop, stay there all night. You see the parade, you see the fireworks, you get the vibes, you see the show. You're all set from that spot. Yeah.
And that's, it's everything to me. And I'm sure when we get to Jollywood next week, we might talk about this a little bit more. But it's hard for me to debate which park at the holidays I like better. But it does come down. I think park as a whole, maybe one, but Main Street Christmas is it's so great.
Yeah, I recall having this discussion years ago, and I don't know if it was during like Vlogmas time, or it could have even happened on Parks and Monorails that we had this discussion of like which park is best. And at that point, I hadn't been since the Osborne lights, so I hadn't seen any kind of projections on Tower of Terror. I hadn't seen anything in a while, so I was kind of like, oh, it's so hard to say. You want to say Magic Kingdom. It's probably also a time when the lights were on the castle. Sorry, Jeffers. And, but it's hard to decipher. And then you have Epcot, which was not decorated yet when we were there. So there's like that thrown into it too. But there's, as I have been trying to slowly process everything of just comparing parties, comparing the parks, there's, I don't even want to say cons. There's just like pros about different things in different parks. And so it's really hard. And I'm sure everyone will be shocked when I just don't make a final decision. That's
all of that to say, I have picked neither in this scenario.
Okay, interesting.
No, not you. No, for you. I'm thinking about you, not about me.
And then, but do you think the feeling of I'm just going to be on Main Street all night went away once we were on the People Mover and went through Space Mountain?
I mean, because of what I remember about our first two Christmas parties 35 years ago, I mean, that's part of the nostalgia of it, right? Is that I remember Main Street the most. And then we'll get into the parade. I remember the parade. That's what my main memory of that. I remember, we have some video. It's awfully dark in the park. It's a late 80s video camera. None of it's good. But but it is Main Street that is my core memory, right? So correct. When we went over to the People Mover, which was a fantastic choice at that moment, where you go, really, People Mover? Like, people, and really, people, of course.
I never think that.
Well, I know that in general.
I'm never walking around going, really, People Mover? I'm like, yes, really, People Mover.
But as it pertains to a very Merry Christmas party.
Yes, People Mover.
I was delightfully surprised at one. I knew Space Mountain had an overlay. I knew I was going to ride Space Mountain regardless, because it has short waits for these parties. So I'm not going to give up a chance on a short wait on Space Mountain, much like a ride in Jollywood that never has a short wait that we'll talk about next week. But and I had asked, I was like, so what kind of music? And they're like, oh, like Lewis and Rob were like, oh, it's like hard rock music. And I was like, okay. Well, we were saying like Mannheim, Steamroller, and Trans-Siberian Orchestra. And I was like, okay, I'm into that because I'm into all the Christmas music. So that's just how it is. But really that moment that we went into Space Mountain, I was like, oh, it's going to be good. So we'll get to the specific ride in a second. But I think for you, Jen, seeing the Christmas decor on another Tomorrowland attraction that made you excited to perhaps engage in a little sensory exercise.
Yeah, I mean, the People Mover just introduced us to so many things. I was unsure about a lot of big rides on this trip because, as I explained early on, most days I can't even like turn my head to sideways, and I'm on my heating pad a lot. That's for another time and another story. So I was like, I don't know how I'll be feeling on any given day, so I'm not committing to any of the big rides. And as we're on the People Mover going through Space Mountain, I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I have to go on that. Like, I can't not go on that. And pop some Advil, and everything was fine. And it was funny because I was sitting with Val and Lewis and Theme Park Rob and was like, everyone good? Anyone else need some Advil in order to go on Space Mountain? How old am I? But yes, from the People Mover, you saw the Speedway. And I was like, ooh, the Speedway has decorations. Well, that's interesting. Do we need to go smell fumes while looking at Christmas decor? I don't know if it can get better than that, quite honestly. Like, the combination of seeing the decor from Christmas and the lights and hearing some music while smelling the fumes, man, doesn't really get better than that, everybody. I don't know.
That from the host of the Just My Mom Said podcast. And yeah, and we did the Speedway after the fire. It's between the parade and the fireworks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Just kind of lovely seeing Christmas decor on a Walt Disney World attraction. I'm here for all the overlays. Whatever you want to overlay, I'm here for it. But I will say, and I said this to Jen after, that, did I pump the gas a little bit, knowing even just so I could get a little extra fumes at the end? And I'm not the fumes guy. That's Jen. Jen is the fumes of the two of us. Mm-hmm. But I was like, when in Rome, smell the fumes.
No, that's all I was doing. And I actually realized I was next to Lexi, so I was trying to get some video of Lexi, but also just, hitting the pedal over and over to be like, extra fumes, must smell them. It's fine, everybody. It's fine. It's totally normal.
Yeah, Lewis is saying when we're really old, we'll take anti-inflammatories every day of every week. Are we not doing that already?
Are we? Is that not what happens? You should see me and Frank at the room every day. Oh, God, everything hurts. Just
There's more Advil.
Do you need some? No, I already took some. Okay.
Am I allowed to say Advil? So I should say ibuprofen.
Oh, I said Advil. Oh.
Well, I mean,
Advil is not a sponsor of this podcast.
Yeah, if Advil wants to sponsor the podcast,
that's fine.
We're okay with that.
Let me tell you, nothing else gets rid of my headache, and that's true. It's not a sponsor, and I'm here to say that nothing else will get rid of my headache except for Advil liquid gels.
Oh, you still do the liquid gels?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What regular Advil does it for you?
I just it's a different. But I just do the tablets. Yeah, so.
The tablets.
But do I pop 3 to 4? How many are you doing?
Oh my God, 3 to 4? That's not. Oh goodness, no! I stick to the rules and go with 2.
Oh, okay. Good to know. That's a tangent. There you go. So, yeah, not on my bingo card at all for the Very Merry Christmas Party was going on the Tomorrowland Speedway. No way.
Yeah, no, I didn't even think of that one.
Yeah, 100%.
I figured I would smell the fumes as I passed by, but I was not expecting to go on it.
Yeah. Space Mountain, which we went on around the 7 o'clock hour, right around there. Here's my opening statement about it. It's the closest probably I will ever be to riding the attraction with the lights on because of how the green and the red lights are all the different types of lights are flashing throughout the attraction. But the amount of times that you're like, well, I just see the track right now. Okay, cool. That is really where my enjoyment of the ride was because I'm so familiar with the pathway of the track. Again, to kind of keep my head in check as well. I didn't realize we were already, I always think of the halfway point as when you pop through and you're passing the folks going up the incline, to start the ride. I missed that entirely somehow. So when we did that kind of the one drop that kind of gets you a little bit, I was like, what? Where are we in this ride? I didn't realize we were so far ahead already, but that's how much I was enjoying it. I was being present.
Oh, look at you. That's so good. We'll have to post the photo from Space Mountain.
But Space Mountain didn't shake you up. It didn't shake you up.
No, it wasn't bad. I find it funny when you say things like, you get to see the track. I am fine never seeing the track. I'm okay with that. But my eyes were open during most of it, which is new my eyes tend to automatically close. I can't even control it on most rides. So, but I did try to make sure they were open as much as possible. But just hearing the Christmas music and, with the lights is like, nah, this is really cool. Like this is not something we can do every time. And so that's why I was like, no, I got to get on that. I can't let that pass. As long as I can turn my head, I'm going on. So it all worked out.
Yeah, so that was the rule. Even I think you had said that in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I think I said that before test track on the Epcot day.
Yeah.
You guys were like, "You want on test track?" I'm like, I gotta see if I can turn my head.
I'm gonna need to turn my head like this.
Just if I can. I'm doing okay today too. This is look at me. It's great. Everything's fine.
Yeah. And I did after Space Mountain get my first cookie, which was the red velvet cookie.
Yeah, you posted that. What is your review? Oh, I don't. We're not doing official reviews, but was it a good cookie?
I could talk about the cookies, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, all the cookies are good. Listen, good. I mean, Mrs. DIllo, she loves the Chewy Chips Ahoy, which when we were kids, like we went back and forth a lot between regular Chips Ahoy and Chewy Chips Ahoy. Are they a sponsor? Either of the Chips Ahoys?
We will take them.
Okay.
They also have gluten-free now, by the way, so we will take them.
Have you tried those?
I have. They're good.
Are they good?
Yeah. Gluten-free Oreo can also be a sponsor. Gluten-free Oreos, they're so good.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know if I were to actually compare the two at this point.
You need a taste test?
You need those two, yeah. But for me, I'm like, no, these are good. This is a good thing. Okay,
interesting.
back to it. Yeah.
No, but they were all, they're all of moist. I don't know. Some people don't like that word. Ken's one of those people that doesn't like that.
Sorry, we should put a warning on the beginning of this podcast now.
What? Listen. This is a 20-year debate that I've had. I don't quite understand why people have an issue with the word, and maybe I will never understand. But
I always think back to the How I Met Your Mother episode where Lily has. And hates the word, and then she's doing that theater, like the small theater thing, and makes Barney watch it. But then Barney does a show and makes them come to it, and then just like shoots her with the water gun, saying it over and over. I'm waiting for Val to comment on that one because I know she'll know what I'm talking about. But I don't know why. It's a very triggering word for a lot of people.
It is, and totally agree. And like I respect it. I have a different story about it. I was a different person 20 years ago regarding it, as it comes to comedic punchlines during improv. But I will say that, like you talk about a brownie or a cookie, like I think that's okay. No.
It's triggering. I don't know. Lewis is saying, I find it so weird that closing eyes makes it less scary for people. I close my eyes to make the attractions more exciting because you don't know what is coming. Lewis, I think my eyes automatically close. They typically do it when I think my head's about to I don't know if I'm going to like the movement here. I think they close to not, because that's like my go-to in a car too. If I'm starting to feel a little car sick, I close my eyes right away. And so I feel like it might be more of that than like a scary factor. I don't know. But, that was the second slap too, Val. So true. The slaps.
Speaking of Thanksgiving. Yeah,
slapsgiving. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of driving, I have two, and since it ties into the Speedway a little bit. One, we rented a car on this trip, and you drove, which is
rare. It was not electric.
It was not electric. It was gas, and you drove the whole time, which is a rarity.
Yeah.
Two is, I've noticed lately when we leave Mama and Papa DIllo's house that you are driving more often. Is this because you don't want to be the passenger in the car? I want to know the backstory.
I was going to tell you on this trip, you could drive. And then I just automatically got on the side. If we're leaving Mom and Papa DIllo's and I'm driving, it's because Tia, the dog, is with us. Mm-hmm. And if Tia is with us, she sits on Mr. Snydillo's lap in the passenger seat so that I don't sneeze and feel like I can't breathe the entire time home because there's a dog right on top of me. That is usually when I'm driving. So, yeah.
I was like, is it because she can't get off an exit on a Long Island Parkway? What is the reason?
No, I mean, that also kind of happens when I'm driving anyway, where I'm like, just stay in one spot.
While you're driving the car?
And that crossover from the northern state to the Cross Island, that curve gets me, and I don't know why. So I kind of just follow the wall basically to go around now. It's worse in the passenger seat, but I get a little bit in the.
Interesting.
I don't.
Little Long Island geography.
It's great. What else? Let's go through all my ailments because there's just so many.
So after kind of like our time spent in Tomorrowland, it was coming up to around the first parade, or at least finding a spot to be in place for the parade. So we had some accessible vehicles in our party. So we were closer to the firehouse for Main Street. Listen, I know people want like pure Main Street. They want to see the castle. They think Frontierland is lighter. To us, we will take a step off or a step on to the parade route. Step off, and whatever. The end. I forget what the end is called. Step off is
the beginning or the end. We'll just take it at the start or the end.
The beginning or of the parade route, I'm always in for. And what I have also realized as we start to talk about the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade is the most important element of these parties, not so scary, very Merry Christmas party, is the parade. And I guess I have to admit that. And at the time, I don't know. I know everyone's in our group is not into the parades. But to me, that is where I'm getting my money, I feel like, is seeing a specialty parade at these events. And as the opening statement, Once Upon a Christmas Time is not boo to you. There's not going to be any. You cannot defend one against the other. But is it a very Christmassy parade? Yes. And did it make me realize like how much of a parade person I am? Because it's not just Disney parades that I was in or that we love growing up, like Spectro or the Electric Parade, or 15 years we're having a party. I did the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade for 7 years. So there's something embedded in me that I don't think I realized really until watching not one but two Once Upon a Christmas Time parades. It's not like, I really like parades, and it's the operational side of it too in my brain. But I will pass it to you to provide your thoughts on the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade.
Yeah. I love a parade as well. I love a parade on Main Street at night with Snope and it's Christmas and like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm good.
Yeah.
It was interesting to think how, because we went to the last two Halloween parties and being non-Halloween people, we were more Christmas people, but we really loved the Boo to You parade and apples and oranges, but also coming off of that going, ooh, wonder what this one is, and being like, oh, okay, it's not Boo to You, it's a different thing, and that's okay. But I think there was a point where I did, like, the first time around, I didn't really feel it the second time around, and the fact that I watched it two times also
I think we could also explain what happened prior to the second time around that put you in a place. So we'll get to that at the end.
We'll get to that. But the second time around, I didn't feel this thing, which was there was a point where I was like, it's feeling a little bit long. And I don't think that's a feeling you should have.
Right.
And I was wondering what that was. I was like, oh, wow, still going. Okay. And I also, like, the floats, by the way, are massive. And I'm like, where are these? How long have these massive floats been around? Because they seem so much bigger. Some of them, especially the princess floats and stuff. I'm like, these are, like, way bigger than they used to be. Because if I was smaller, like, now they seem. But still enjoyable for me. It's still, again, you have all the vibes in that moment. It ends with a very special guest. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
In the parade. So, you got real ponies. I mean, it's all good. So it's all wham.
It's all wham.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard not to compare because of what we had just done for the first two meetups, but also being like, no, these are separate things. We have to keep them separate. It's okay.
Yeah, and I feel like I debated with myself because the first parade, I was like, it's not Boo to You.
Yeah.
But all throughout going, am I really not going to watch the second parade? I love parade. Like, I kind of want to see it. And as we talked about all the parades, that I just rattled off before, like Festival of Fantasy, like it's not up there for me. So that parade, and whether I've only seen it at really hot times of the day or whatever it is, it's just not my upper echelon. Like, I'm not making an effort to see that parade. So I feel like that's also played into it. Then when we saw Boo to You, I was like, oh, this is classic old school Disney. And I mean,
Yes.
the Pirates section of Boo to You is elaborate and fantastic. And then you get that whole Haunted Mansion sequence. I mean, every segment of the Haunted Mansion area is tremendous. So there's so much wow factor in that parade. I guess the parade was I don't know if there was something that made me go wow, like the shoveler, the graveyard guys do, or the bride with all the, or even seeing Tinkerbell on the float is like, well, and whatever, but and I liked seeing the Frozen section, but I think that's the section I point to that I go, oh, I wish this was more wow. Cool seeing Elsa, cool seeing Anna and Kristoff dancing in the streets with. I think it just needed more of a wow for me to really reel me in, and not that I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, and as you're saying the wow, I'm thinking back to Boo to You I remember that first time we were watching, saying to you, how many entertainment cast members, do you think they hire for this time of year?
Right.
Because the amount of cast members in the parade doing dances and performance, like, I think that's part of it too. You were getting like a show within the parade. There were all these dance numbers happening. There were all these little, like, there was a lot more going on, and all very in sync and all very together, and for everyone to know what to do and when to do it. And that's all I kept thinking of, like, what if someone calls out sick? Again, the operational side of, like, then how many of these people know how this dance goes? And so maybe it was more of that, like, there wasn't enough of, like, the show aspect. It was kind of strictly a parade, which is okay, but it was just different in that way.
Yeah, and I mean, and I didn't do any spoilers for it, right? I didn't look at last year's parade or anything. I was like, I don't want to know. I remember we watched the Christmas parade every year on ABC. I remember it well enough from when I was a kid. So that, like, I'm there to see as many characters as possible too. Like that's what I'm gonna like, and so that again, all of that is fine. But Boo to You has such wow to it that it makes it difficult to compare.
Yeah.
The fireworks. Let's just talk briefly about it, because we had done the Speedway in between, and Louis and Val wanted to make sure they had a spot for fireworks. Lexi, Jeffers, and Rob broke off for a little bit. Did they end up on an attraction, or did they just end up catching the fireworks in behind the castle? They went to get a
for
cookie.
Another cookie? Yes.
Yeah. So they must have went to the Gaston one, I would guess. For Jeffers, if you can confirm that in the chat, that would be great. And I was like, well, I said to Jen, let's just catch it on one of the bridges and see it from the side. But so we were between the tea party and the castle, and there was very poor audio over there.
I was quite disappointed. Because I've been on that bridge before during fireworks. I'm like, I know that you can hear things from here. You can hear the whole show from here. When it just started, I was like, what's going on? It's starting?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Oh, is something wrong with the audio? But then I was like, oh, I can hear it in the distance a little bit. That's weird. And then all of a sudden, like, within seconds, Tinkerbell was out. I was like, bah, was it ready for take? What's happening? Like, and I was like, man, what is this show? I mean, it looked very cool and the projections were cool, but, we probably should have stuck with Lewis and found a good spot. But I think Lexi and Jeffers were able to hear a lot of it, right?
They had good audio behind.
So weird.
It was odd. And to me, again, and we've had this conversation over the years of working at Disney, I've seen a lot of fireworks in my days. So I'm not like, I gotta see the fireworks behind it. Like, so in this case, where our angle was, most of them were behind the trees until we were like finally kind of gave up towards the, at the end and saw the majority of them over the tea party. But so I was going to be okay with the fireworks behind the trees. I wanted to hear the music and see it in line with the projections. That's really what I was there for.
Yes, for sure.
It was
because when I could hear a faint bit, I was like, "Oh, that's cute. That sounds cute." I can't hear it though. I'm like, "Why is it?" And we were right by the photo pass person who was doing a special photo pass with like a glowy stick. So I'm like, "I don't know what's happening. I can't hear that. I see this glowy stick going back and forth a lot. I don't know where I am." But Lewis, I'm glad you got a great spot. I'm glad you found a spot that brought you joy.
And the projections were very cool.
They were very cool.
The attraction.
Yeah.
So then, as Jen mentioned...
let me just interject here. Jeffers went to the Fantasyland train station, soft pretzel and fruit punch, then watched fireworks from back there, Storybook Circus, then went to Gaston's for the cookie. I forgot about the pretzel.
Yeah. Probably good, pretty good spot.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, what do you think Papa Dell's going to say about our Christmas?
Yeah, I'll be interested. So what? How is the crowd? There are a lot of people? Probably that, yeah. He likes to do that. A lot of people.
Sold out. Sold out, whatever that means.
You got to pay for that. How much are those tickets now?
We paid $19.95.
10 years ago.
So after that, we kind of were trekking across, and Peter Pan's flight had a low wait, but as we were kind of gathering everyone coming from every direction, the timing started to go up. And I was like, I'm not waiting this long for Peter Pan's flight. I mean, and I say that where 25 minutes should be like, get on Peter Pan's flight.
Yeah.
I could see the time ticking away already.
Yeah.
So it's like, no. And what came up was that Tiana's had a 5-minute wait. So we're like, wait, you can't pass up. And it was warm, and we were hot, and we were sweating in our flannel pajamas the whole night. So we knew, if the temperature had dropped to 71 degrees, Jen would not have gone on Tiana's. But it was that warm that going on Tiana's just made sense. So we walked down to Tiana's, and Jen, I will leave the storytelling to you.
Oh my goodness. So we walked down to Tiana's, and we went through the exit, and I recall seeing a child coming off of the ride and going, that kid is soaked. Why is he so wet? This ride doesn't do that. And it's not that bad. When Frank goes, we should go in the front for the content, right? Let's remember these words forever, because this is it. So we get in, and immediately we go, oh, the smell is back. And back in the Splash Mountain days, there's a very distinct smell to this ride that I hadn't experienced in the Tiana days. I was like, maybe they figured out a way to clean or filter the water or something a little bit differently where we're not smelling that. But perhaps by the end of the night, all that is off the table. And so I was like, ooh, it smells. That's rough. I'm not putting my hand on the hand. I'm not, holding on because it's gross. So one of the first little... Oh, sorry. That's right, Jeffers. Thank you. First, I said... Last time I rode this next to you, Jeffers, I got water in my ear, and I said, like, a huge thing of water went into my ear and, like, clogged it for a while. And so I was like, oh. So, yes, that was the first thing. But one of the first dips we take, this, like, shot of water goes right into my right eye. And I turn to Frank and I go, if I get pink eye in a week, please remind me of this moment, because it went right in my eye. Little did I know. Like, just little, there's all these things when you look back going, you had signs, and that was it. So I'm aware we're in the front, we're taking the picture, but as if I could do a different pose on Splash Mountain. You are getting the same pose from me since what year did it open?
1992, correct.
1992?
Yep. Yeah, 2.
Same pose my entire life. It's a screaming face, eyes closed, holding on or not because it's smelly, something. So I'm doing that. And when we get to the end, we get a splash, a significant splash. And then what I can only describe as a feeling of someone taking an entire hose to my face that just seemed to go on for far too long. I just feel this continuous splashing and hosing down all over my face. And I'm like, what was that? And I can just tell I am soaked. And I turn, have you checked your GoPro camera yet?
I haven't checked it yet.
I turn and I look back at everyone because I can feel like I don't even know what I look like right now. Everyone starts going, oh my God, and cracking up. And I am just like, what just happened to me? What's that? And then, of course, not long after, you go into the inside and it's now freezing. I'm like, great, now I'm freezing because now I was warm before this and just soaked. And so then to walk around the park just in wet pajamas and just from head to toe, it was quite uncomfortable, but it was the end of the night. We had only done watching the parade the second time and the Jingle Cruise, so it was okay. And I had Purelled my hands because I just smelled. I just smelled like the ride all over.
Our socks smelled like
it was so gross.
Like I have. If you must know, I pack lavender oil to help me relax during the trip. So I had to because I had my Hey Dudes on because they look like slippers, right? But I had flannel socks on as well that matched the pajamas. Those socks, they're still in a plastic bag right next to me right now because when I did laundry, I did not include those. And I'm like, I don't even.
They need their own contained space.
No, they just need to go, is what.
Oh yeah,
I think, but I'm willing to try. I don't know, but I had to on Saturday and Sunday when I was just wearing the Hey Dudes, I had to massage my feet with lavender oil so that the shoes could absorb the lavender oil a little bit to help mitigate the Splash Mountain skivatsness at that what was taking place on Friday night.
You also had your Goofy Santa hat, which got pretty wet, and so our room was just a little bit smelly from that point on.
Yeah, and those things were pushed towards in the All-Star rooms in All-Star Sports. You get the little what's supposed to go on there? Those little hooks. Is it your towels that's supposed to go on those hooks before you hit the bathroom?
Oh,
Is it supposed to be your coats?
A coat? I don't know. Anything maybe? I don't know.
Is it just fair game? What is there? What should it be? But that's where those things ended up. And anytime you went, I had to get something in that corner. I was like, "Is this me? What's going on over here?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I wrapped my PJs and stuff in a Disney plastic bag before packing it. I was like, "Oh God, I don't want to put these things together." So gross. So that was an experience.
Yeah, and if there was one thing that could, I don't know if it topped the screaming on Tron when I was next to Jen, but knowing the years that I've been on this attraction with Jen, where yes, she's correct, the same face since 1992, but many, 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 many pictures where there is a leaning towards Mama DIllo, never in the front, never. Mm-hmm. So to get her in the front was kind of like a little
Yeah, I feel like I've been in the front. I feel like, and maybe even, I used to sit next to Papa DIllo a lot because he used to hold me down.
Right.
Because we didn't have a lap bar, and so he would hold me down because I would come out of the seat.
As opposed to the tap on the leg before we leave a game or
correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One of those.
That and Thunder Mountain. I would usually sit next to him on both, so that if I came out and Tower of Terror, because I would just come out of all my seats.
I will add that, the 9-year-old, she had a similar frame to you as a child.
Yes.
And so, I don't know if I catch it all the time, but on Thunder Mountain in Disneyland, I definitely did one of the.
Yeah.
One of the I was like, oh, that's what it's like. That's what it's like to instinctually react to your child on a Disney attraction.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hilarious. A laundry bag. What was the laundry bag? Did we utilize the laundry bag? I don't think it was in our closet.
Now, Jeffers, where was your laundry bag in your preferred room?
Or yes, let me talk to Jeffers about his preferred room. But yeah, now that you say, unless he packs a laundry bag, you think he packs a laundry bag, Jeffers?
Oh, please clarify. Thank you.
He's more prepared than we think. He packs
Probably.
so early and then so well in
I mean, that would make sense.
So yeah, so I'm hoping I have the footage. Again, I can't predict when that camera is and is not working. But the timing of when we got off the attraction then led to the start of the second parade, which we were then locked in for. Lexi broke away and made friends with the Jingle Cruise skippers.
Yes.
Which that was something we were monitoring all night long of, can we get on the attraction? And of course, that's going to be super popular at the very Merry Christmas party. It's not a surprise, but since the parade was going on, it was, and people were leaving, there was a big drop in the wait time. So we were able to get on Jingle Cruise following the 11 o'clock parade.
Yeah. And which I was happy about, because at some point when we were like, oh, we're doing pretty good, we're seeing everything. And then all of a sudden we're like, Jingle Cruise. Oh man, I forgot. And then at that point, the wait time was pretty high and we're like, oh man, are we not going to get on that? But it was kind of nice to like close out the night on that one.
Yeah, and our skipper was fantastic, whose name is unique enough that I should remember, but it was, let's put everyone in the chat to the test. It was a short name.
Not Ash.
It wasn't Ash.
Was.
No.
What
also
was
a good name, as I told her directly to her face, because I was embarrassed in the moment.
Just a side note, Jeffers brings his own laundry bag.
Oh.
And he said, you don't bring a bag to load your dirty clothes into, a laundry bag as you go? Nope.
No. I will say these days I do, like if we were on the cruise, for example, I would use my bag would like become one or the other would become the dirty laundry versus the.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm too that, since I don't think anyone in the chat said it, that yes, January 31st, 1986 was on a Friday.
Oh, okay. Lewis said they have compression bags to seal them up in.
Oh.
All right. Well, clearly we're the ones that are crazy.
We're the weird ones. Nobody remembers the name of the Jingle Cruise skipper?
Oh, man.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, I have it on video. Hold on.
Can Jen find it while we're So all this to say that
let me mute. You vamp while I mute.
I can vamp, because the one thing that really didn't come up for us based on the timing and how we moved through the event were things happening at the castle, which was Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration. It had 4 timings: 7:40, 9:25, 10:35, 11:55. We didn't really we caught a glimpse of it, the 11:55, on our way down Main Street towards the Emporium at the end of the night. So that we didn't really get to. We didn't do the Frozen Holiday Surprise also at the castle stage. That was at 8:15, and that's with Not So Scary. I feel like the Sanderson Sisters show is like almost like a must see. So these didn't scream as must see to me, or I would have made a greater effort. Jen?
I don't have it. Jeffers is saying, was it Evie? I don't know. I can't remember. I have parts of her on video, but I don't have her saying her name at all. This is what I get for going, let me just be in the moment and not take content. Also, is what I get.
No, she had a great couple of one-liners in there, and so recommends the Jingle Cruise. I don't know. I feel like it had been, if I have done it, I can't think of a time that I had been on Jungle Cruise at night. And I'm sure I have, but it has been probably 35 years in and around there as well.
Yeah.
Even Lewis has no pictures with an intake.
See?
Elusive.
Will we ever find her again?
Elusive. We know she was 23 years old though.
We do.
We
Yes.
do know that. That I can verify.
Yes.
And
in theater.
And in theater. And in theater. So that is the last attraction we went on. So really, attraction-wise, it was Pirates, it was Jungle Cruise / Jingle Cruise, it was Peoplemover, Space Mountain, Speedway, and it was Tiana's. So it was 6 attractions overall. No Fantasyland attractions. Shocking.
Yeah, I know. We didn't do a little carousel.
No carousel, no. And we were standing in between Peter Pan and Small World for a while. Small World. Here's the thing about Small World. Always, especially those parties, always a walk on. But I think about getting hung up in the heaven room, and I just want to get off the attraction now. I'm wasting time. That's how I feel about it. It's a Small World on the parties. And then as we were walking down Main Street at the end of the night, kind of milking the moments for whatever we could, we went through the Emporium. The amount of merchandise that they have at the Emporium is insane.
Yeah. As are the crowds in the Emporium at the end of the party.
Yeah, it is a little Black Friday in there.
Yeah.
And it made it hard. I said to Jen, there were so many things I wanted, but there was, but it was like, did I need? I don't think it really was. But what helped was that it was so busy. I was like, I don't want to take the time to really contemplate this stuff. I'd rather be outside on Main Street taking it all in still.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of how our time at the Very Merry Christmas Party went from beginning to end. I guess for you, Jen, I will ask one, what main takeaways did you have of the party in the overall, but also how soon until you would do a Very Merry Christmas Party again?
Yeah. I mean, I think I was doing some comparing to the Halloween party. So I was thinking of how for me, cookies surpass. And by the way, if you are in need of some allergy-friendly cookies, they are available at each spot. Thanks to Jeffers for noticing that you can get some prepackaged cookies. So, and they were all really good that I had. So I appreciated having a little treat for me as well. But for me, cookies, cider, cocoa, better than candy, for the little treats that you can go around and collect. So I really liked that aspect. Main Street with Christmas, I mean, again, what you don't need much more than that in life except the fumes. So, I think it was just nice to see the parks decorated again. It has been a while for me. It was nice to experience this party. I texted Mr. Snydillo, I think, during the parade, the first time with the parade going, we got to get down here with the kids and bring them to a party. I feel that way after Jollywood too. And then I start debating different things with having the kids there and but a lot of things are waiting around for different shows or parades or fireworks, which it's worth it to wait around, but would they be as into it? And, so then you go, should we wait a few more years for that? I don't know. But, I think it was a cool experience to do. I like that we did both parties in one weekend to also kind of experience both things. I'm glad we didn't do just one and go, I wonder if over here they do this or whatever. Right. Now we know. But yeah, I mean, I think Main Street's a takeaway. I think Space Mountain was very cool that they did that. And I do appreciate, because to me, if we're paying a ticket for a party that's holiday related, I want the holiday things. So give me all the holiday things everywhere. And when I didn't see some holiday things, I'm like, why are there no holiday things here?
Right.
Why are we not in that? And we had talked about wanting to maybe resort hop in case there were lobbies decorated, which there are not at this time of year. And then I think when we were in the airport on Sunday, we were like, when were we going to do that? When were we going to resort hop and go to all these places?
Yeah, and I think part of the other successful part of our enjoyment is that we didn't run ourselves ragged all day long.
Yes.
Prior to that, we got our rest time in. We had a nice lunch, so that we kind of took it. We slowly built towards the party. Lewis is in the chat saying that Jingle Cruise at night is not a great show. If you're just talking because it's dark, I agree. But my entertainment's in how the skipper is. So I appreciate. I'll tell you what about Jungle Cruise, and it's not. And this started in Jocelyn's party. I remember getting a lot of heat for it. That it's not one of my favorites. But I will say, because the images of the Jungle Cruise were always in like the Walt Disney World pictorial souvenir books things over the years, I appreciate it for that because you could get there's some really great iconic images from that attraction.
Oh yeah.
So I'm never not going to go on it per se with the right wait time, but I really like the skipper. I don't even know if I looked really at the side outside the boats. I just paid attention to her the whole time, I think. So again, props to the skipper whose name we can't remember. I will say this before we go. I don't know if it's before we go. I have one unreasonable beef with the Very Merry Christmas Party.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, does it really? No. Do I still love this aspect of it? Yes. But do I want it? I don't know. I love the Main Street Christmas loop, the instrumental music that they loop. I don't need to hear Christmas pop music at the Magic Kingdom for the Very Merry Christmas Party. Did I mind it? Did I get excited on certain songs when I walked by and it was playing? I was like, oh, that's cool. Do I need it in my party? I know it's supposed to be a party and it's supposed to be very merry, so pop music, Christmas. And to say, 35 years ago, there was barely any pop Christmas music. Our last party that we went to in 1990 was 3 years before Mariah Carey's Christmas album. Okay, for the context of that, there wasn't much. There was Wham was doing their song, but like, all right, the Kelly Clarkson song is playing cool as I'm walking through the Magic Kingdom. But I don't need it. I don't need it at my Very Merry Christmas Party. I just want the vibey background, BGM, holiday music that I get at my Disney parks. Unreasonable.
I understand that. I understand that. I do recall hearing Kelly Clarkson as soon as we were walking in. With the "You're here, where's it?" which I have grown to love in recent years. So I was like, oh, I see what you're doing, Disney. You're trying. I was just saying how I'm gonna need it to be cooler because it's so hot for those vibes, and it's bad enough I'm celebrating before Thanksgiving. But then they go and play Kelly Clarkson. I'm like, okay, fine. But no, I understand with the vibiness. And next week, I think there will be more of the vibiness that you are talking about. So, yeah, I get it. I mean, I also feel that way when I non-Christmas walk through the All-Star shops and they're playing regular pop music or something. I'm like, what are we doing here? Why is this playing? Why is this regular non-Disney songs playing? I don't approve of that.
Yeah. No, agreed.
I don't.
Yeah, and it is. It's such a weird thing it takes you out of if it's a theater term, the world of the play, right? I think I'm in a Disney World, but that means I'm in a bubble that we talk about all the time. So if I don't expect to hear top 40 music, and things like that, I'll go to Pleasure Island for that. Yeah, so it's just it took me by surprise, I think, right away. And every time it kind of came up. I mean, even the Minnie's fireworks show is called Wonderful Christmas Time. I'm like, it's so weird to me. I like it because it's just so associated with the McCartney song that I'm like, yeah, should it be this? I don't know. So that, and even just as we didn't see the castle show, but as we were walking from Adventureland to Main Street towards the end of the night, and the 11:55 castle show was going on, and Clarabelle was singing the opening notes to All I Want for Christmas Is You, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. Like it's obviously it's a classic here in our home. Even though in 1993 when I worked at Sam Goody, that album drove me crazy. This isn't Christmas. Why are you all buying this CD? Why do I have to order 50 more every day to sell them in the Sam Goody? But obviously I've grown to love it, as everyone in the entire world has. Yeah, and Lewis is saying the McCartney song is part of the fireworks too. No, that I heard faintly in the distance on the bridge between Mad Tea Party and the castle.
Yeah.
But in the overall, I think my main thing about when will I go to one again, I agreed about the kid. It's like, oh, she would love this. I was sending pictures throughout the night and all the things. There is a debate that I will have, and similar to our conversation next week, of can I get the same amount of vibes at night? Is that all I need? Is the vibes at night when it's dark at 5:20 in Orlando?
Right.
Or do I need the full party? I don't know if I know the answer, because I get the parade. Do I need the parade? I don't know. At that price point, I don't know.
Right. I mean, I think I feel like we felt after the first Halloween party of, okay, I did it. I'll go back again when I bring the kids. And then we went to the Halloween party the next year.
Yeah.
So I can't say anything for sure, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, and the interesting thing too is that the Christmas party is more costly than the Halloween party in the earlier, in the early September. So you felt it was not so scary. You feel like you're getting, a perk of getting a Magic Kingdom ticket at that price. Where the Very Merry Christmas Party, it's a little bit comparable. So that's also, I think, why I feel that way. I'll be curious once it's maybe 6 months from now how I'm starting to feel like, all right, I want to see the parks at Christmas again. See where it goes. But next week, Jollywood Nights, and then we'll lead into Thanksgiving, and then a bunch of reviews in theory for the month of December as we head towards the holidays and 2026. What is time?
What is time indeed? I think I do want to take this time to shout people out, if I may.
You may.
Okay, because first, obviously, we have been recording here at DillosDizResort.com, which is our Patreon, but many of our friends are here in the chat that were also with us for this meetup, which we very much appreciate. I'm sure we'll all cry about it another day. For today, there will be no crying. But thank you to Lewis and Val and Jeffers and Lexi and Theme Park Rob and Tracy and Maddie, all for joining us for the meetup. We did not mention that we finally got to meet Pete McDevitt on the bus as we were traveling over to the Magic Kingdom area, which after 5 years of interacting with him, I can't believe we just randomly ran into him on a bus. Like, that's crazy. I really thought it would go differently, but that works out. So I was so happy that happened. So it was great to be able to meet him, and I'm sure we'll talk about it and touch on it next week. But we also got to see Tom and Michelle, which was awesome, from Hyperion Adventures podcast. So it's always fun doing these meetups, seeing who you'll run into, seeing who you'll be able to just meet up, even if it's just a quick little drink here or there. So that's a big win of a week for us, I think. So,
yeah, I mean, in the overall, and I'm like I said, this is what we do with our meetups or our visits to Walt Disney World or anything like that. We then talk about it for weeks on the podcast, and that's part of what you get in here is that we always are going to talk about what happened in the past, and and I think I will say maybe just. This meetup felt the smoothest. I don't know. I think the first two went very well, but there was just something. Everything just kept clicking. Everything just hit. Every time we got to where we needed to be, it worked. There wasn't a moment of like, oh, what has happened? And I don't know if I can really say, like, maybe that didn't happen either in the first two trips, but for some reason this felt much smoother. And, you know, I think the structure of the two parties definitely helped. My own anxiety probably is what I'm talking about. I'm just projecting my own anxiety.
No, I mean, I get that. And I think also the fact that this is the third one and, you know, there's a group of us that have done all three now. And so we're kind of in it. I think for me, it flew by. I kept talking to you and Jeffers about this, that like the whole thing flew by to me and I still haven't figured it out, even looking back on it. And I don't know if it's because we did hang out, party, leave. Yeah. And there was no like round out of just hanging out. So maybe it was something with that. But yeah, I mean, I think, you know, it's nice to see like what continues to grow and get better each year, and us finding the groove with it all. But, you know, also battling our own anxieties, all of us. I mean,
and the anxiety had nothing to do with anything going on in current events regarding air travel.
No. Nope.
Do we end it on that? I don't know. So, like we said, Jollywood Nights next week, which will probably lead to a little compare-contrast as well. The specifics of a lot of our meetup from GO82, the Beacon Barrel, to even probably the parade a little more detailed. I think those are reviews you'll get in December, and we look forward to sharing all of that with you here over the next 6 weeks that remain here in 2025. Until that time, she's Jen, and I'm Frank. Bye-bye.
Deuces. The Dillo's Diz podcast is hosted by Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. Music produced by Matt Harvey. Logos and video production courtesy of Snydillo Studios. Dillo's Diz Resort is our Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 per month. You can visit DillosDizResort.com to learn more. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X Twitter, and Facebook at Dillo's Diz. Check us out on YouTube by visiting youtube.com/DillosDiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We also have merch available on TeePublic and Etsy. For all this and more, visit our one-stop shop, DillosDiz.com. Dillo's Diz Podcast 2025.